Hey everybody, I'm here with Big Gus, and recently did his first jiu-jitsu competition. But Gus, in a previous life, was also a pro strongman competitor as well. So I had a couple questions for Gus. So what did you find was similar with strongman and jiu-jitsu?
Well, the similar part is the fact that you need to build your patience and you know minimize the effort you're putting in from the anxiety waiting to go up.
Ah,
Because
yeah,
like in strongman, you're sitting there and then you're watching everybody go, and then you're waiting for your turn, and it's easy to get amped up and just burn all your energy while you're waiting there.
yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu, right? You're watching all the matches and it's easy to get into it, and then next thing you know, you're like, hey, I gotta wait 4 or 5, 6 hours for my turn. It's easy to let that get ahead of you, and then what energy do you come last? Managing your energy levels and managing your
Anxiety
anxiousness
levels,
is
yeah.
is very, very similar.
Yeah,
Very
cool,
similar.
cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. And what did you find was different?
Well, I mean, on the same aspect that it's time to go, so you got to get yourself warmed up, you got to get yourself ready, and you're going to be depending on your technique and depending on your drills, depending on the repetitiveness of what you've practiced, so that if you're tired or you're in a tough situation, that you can depend on what you've learned. It's very similar that way from strongman and jiu-jitsu, except you don't have somebody coming at you at full speed.
Right.
So it's like, imagine trying to lift the biggest stone, and you've got the technique down and you're trying to put it up, but then somebody comes from the side and wants to take you out
Wants to
while you're
tackle
doing
you.
it. So that was probably the biggest difference there, was that, hey, what I'm trying to do is not working because there's massive resistance and they're just not letting you.
Mm,
Right. So the amount of energy that you exert, I found, was very similar, because you're trying to use that explosive energy and trying to get to where you need to be. And then you also have to hold sometimes because the move didn't work. But yeah, just that factor of looking at somebody in the eyes that just wants to hurt you, big difference there.
nice.
Yeah.
So would you do it again?
Oh yeah, do it again for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there's always a lesson to learn every time you do something, and whether you succeed or not, there's a good nugget in there to use again, and it fuels the next one, right? So,
Absolutely.
and then that's probably the one thing too that I found was different in jiu-jitsu, is that when I was watching other strongman competitors go, I was pumped for them.
Ah,
And then if they did something that I could never do, it's like, wow, like that's amazing. Like, I can't believe you did that. And it doesn't affect your performance, because
mm,
you know what your limits are. You just go up, do your thing, and whatever number you put on the board, that's fine. But it's also a game of numbers. So you got multiple attempts to make up points or whatnot in order to win. This one here, you got X amount of time. And if you've watched the people you're going against before, it can actually make or break you, because
mm,
now you're nervous because you saw the performance they put out and you're like,
ooh,
that performance is coming at you,
yeah.
right? So that's probably one of the things that I learned, that I probably wouldn't watch my opponents the
Mm.
next time.
Yeah, I find a lot of guys do that. They Google like their opponents, they creep them online or whatever, and they check everything out. And it kind of psychs them out sometimes. Like, oh my God, this guy's got like 8 wins, and he did a pro MMA fight, blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, they're psyched out, right?
Mm.
I always went with the mentality of like, I'll walk on the mat, and whoever they put in front of me is I'm going to fight that guy,
Exactly.
and that's it.
Exactly.
I don't care what he looks like. I don't care how mean he's got a face, mean face, whatever. It's just like, let's just go.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Cool.
probably the two big things, right? That's very different.
So
Different.
strongman, it's almost like you're competing with yourself, like your own personal best kind of thing. And
You're competing with yourself. You're exerting a lot of energy in a very short amount of time. So, like most strongman events, the maximum time is probably 90 seconds.
okay.
So you're putting a lot of maximum effort in there. Whereas now in jiu-jitsu, like, it's 5 minutes or
Mm,
more,
right.
right? That you
Right.
got to put max effort. Now, again, you can conserve your energy during that time so that you can make best use of it. But essentially, you're nervous, you're fighting, you're being, there's an aggressor there. So
Yeah.
it's
The Gus at the first minute is not the same Gus in the fifth minute,
not at
for
all.
sure.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was exciting, and I'm ready to do it again for sure. And with a lot of lessons carried over, and now having done it once now, I kind of have an idea of what I want to work on the most, and knowing that it's going to take years to probably get to where I want to be. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Nice. Well, congratulations
yeah,
on your
thanks a
silver
lot.
medal.
Yeah, yeah,
Killed it.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right on.
thank you.